Hey there, Justin with U-Joint Off-Road in Colorado here. You'll have to excuse my voice, just about ready to lose it, but we're going to try and get the video in first. So this is a monster build. This is probably our biggest undertaking yet at the Colorado shop. This is a 2011 E350 V10 with a 5R110 trans behind that, Pleasureway RV. These are super cool rigs. They're built up in Canada. And they actually start with a full-bodied van and then kind of like cut the back of it off and put their own body and top and everything on it. So they're really cool. It's not really even that much bigger than a, just a normal van with a high top on it, but you get a lot more livable space inside. So this thing came to us completely stock, and I mean, there's no expenses spared on this thing. This thing is going to be a full-time adventure rig for this guy. So it got the full treatment. So first thing up on the front, lighting on these things. I'm sure anybody that's ever driven an E-Series before, the headlights leave a lot to be desired. So we've been doing these Vantage Optics LED retrofit headlights on almost every single thing we build these days. The amount of light output is just unbelievably better. They're expensive, but I tell you what, they're worth every single cent. So got our front bumper, our house built, FB002, built right in North Carolina. Got our standard Baja lights in there, front receiver, Warren shackles, that's all pretty standard. But what's not standard is this one got a come up 16.5 winch in it, just barely fit in there. So a lot of the ancillary work on this electrical 12 volt stuff was done at a neighbor's shop afterwards, including that winch. So they had a hard time getting that thing in there. So I would say if you're gonna buy our front bumper, this winch in theory does not fit in here. You see we had to like radius the grill out to get the clutch to work and everything. The Warren 16.5 100% works. But this, we were going overkill on pretty much everything on this thing. So lift, that's all our standard 6-inch four-wheel drive conversion, single Fox 2.0s. The custom spec Alcan springs, made right in Grand Junction. We got Method 704 wheels in titanium with a 35, 12, 50, 17 Toyo Open Country AT3. So this is a stage 2 front axle with a Spintech hub conversion, and then our SSBC 8-piston calipers. The pads that these SSBCs come with are fine for the regular bodied vans, but this thing is so heavy it just didn't quite have enough bite, so we actually swapped the brakes out all the way around for EBC yellow stuff pads and rotors. I really love the way that those brakes stop, and it makes a huge difference in the way these things stop. So like I said, stage 2 front axle, all the standard stuff. It's got the True Track in the front, 456 gears on this one. Does have our OBA as well. I'll show you that in a minute. So another little bit of non-standard stuff. This one actually got a Bantam S-Pod over at my neighbor's shop because he wanted to be able to dim all the exterior lights, and the Bantam is the only one that can do that. Also got all the factory electronics ripped out of here, all upgraded with red arc stuff, 400 amp hours of lithium. And this is one that we've been doing a lot of to control the rear bags. You have your paddle valves right here to control the rear bags. So you don't have to get out to do your bag adjustments. You can just flip your compressor on with the S-Pod and then do your bag adjustment there. And then got our breakaway 2-piece shifter with our special aux shifter bezel just made for the aux lockers that we use. This thing's clean as a whistle too. It's only got 36,000 miles on it. It's as nice as they come, really. Give you a quick peek on the inside. Got the AC cranking in here. Here's the red arc over there. Like I said, we got our E350 overload airbags in the back. Frame all cleaned up and painted. Rebuilt the stock semi-float 60 in this one. 456 gears again. Aux locker out back. This one got our rear skid also, so you're not going to be able to see too much up in here, but most of the OBA tank and everything is all up on the rear skid in there. And there's also 400 amp hours of lithium batteries up there as well. All right, so I know I'm going to get a lot of questions about this. So this is a custom skin we make for our standard off-the-shelf rear bumper for the Pleasureway specifically. So this is just our standard rear bumper, but the skin that goes over it is made custom with just for the Pleasureway. And then we needed a lot of exterior storage for this guy's needs. So we gave this Owlvan's box a try. It's really well built. It's super, super good box. And then we made the little storage tray for the top because he had some little stuff, firewood he wanted to put up there. Not sure if we'll offer this in the future or not. Our bumper is really not designed to have that much weight that high up off of the pivot point. I think it's going to be fine, but I just don't really think it's going to be something we'll offer long term. The other thing we made up custom for this one was he's headed out pretty remote with this thing, so we wanted to have some extra capacity for fuel. So what I made up was a little carrier to hold 2 8-gallon Rotopacks. And right in here, got a hitch pin. Pull that off like so. And then the whole thing just comes out on a receiver. And then that is welded plate steel that just bolts in right over where the spare tire goes. So it's all removable, no cutting, welding, anything weird like that. So I thought that was pretty slick. We also buried a factory trailer plug into the rear bumper skin. I opened up this box, it's pretty slick. Pretty cool. And the last thing we did on this is this little hatch right here. We've got our ARB compressor where the little tiny house battery used to go. And then we've got manual fill ports and then a third OBA port right in here. So you can use those 2 Schrader ports right there as a backup if for whatever reason the paddle valve system fails. You've always got a emergency override for the rear bags. So standard NV271. The V10s we actually have to swap the fuel tank out on them. The ones that have a plastic tank, so we had to swap in a metal tank, shorten that up to clear the transfer case. Custom 1350 CV shafts, front and back. And we actually ran a Hellwig in this one also. So, pretty cool van. This thing is going to spend its time split halfway between Massachusetts and Northern California. So, look for it out on the road. I think he's headed to Expo this weekend as well. If you have any questions, you can email me in Colorado, justin@ujoinoffroad.com. Or if you are inquiring about a DIY kit or install in North Carolina, email chris@ujoinoffroad.com. Thank you.